This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, beginning at verse 1. And it reads, Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord Yahweh, Hashem Yahushai. Verse 2, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Verse 3, fear not the imaginations against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. Verse 4, behold, Salaki, verse 4, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Verse 5, behold, saith the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. Verse 6, for wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Verse 7, therefore saith the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. And therefore saith the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, I will surely avenge them and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. I want to start off by giving all praises, all honor, and all glory to called Loyim La Yahweh, Hashem Yahushai, Hashem Rachakodas Brakatham. Double honors to my apostles, the elders, the great millstone who teach and do rule well. Peace and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing the truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives, as well as the freedom to do so now more so than ever. Shalom to the Akwab, as well as the Akim out there listening and learning. Lord, willingly this is edifying. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of the other nations, appearing like the other nations, but whom subscribe to the truth. To you I say shalom. It's the brother Yah, what's up, out of the GMS Cleveland Church, a fellow servant, coming at you with another lesson through the Spirit, through the power of Yah, Hashem Yahushai. So, basically, I came across this article. I've been had this article, but, you know, how the Spirit sometimes move. I tend to try to, like, anything that catches my eye, or the Spirit moves me to, you know, basically, you know, copy paste or, you know, because I'll tuck articles away for a later time to do the video on. But anyhow, I had this article, and, you know, although, you know, it makes me think about 2nd Ezra chapter 16, because it talks about how vigils will be so good cheap. Although things aren't cheap because of this inflation, you know, the devil's basically liquidating this place. That's the word that the elder Mawatazak from LA used, because they're basically just, you know, constantly spending money that they really don't have, you know. So they allowing Jake, you know, people that's receiving food stamps are getting, you know, if you got family, getting double loaded, you know, because, you know, you got children that's getting food stamps because they want the dollar to crash. That's the whole point. So, you know, in a way, although food is expensive, you know, those, you know, majority of our people are on welfare, you know. You know, well, then a lot of Edomites on welfare too. So, you know, but saying that to say this, you know, the Lord, you know, to a degree, you know, you're not spending your own money, so it's not cheap. But, you know, right now it's grace. The Lord's taking care of you. But like the elder brother Mawatazak said, you know, at the end of the day, one day individuals are gonna go try and use that card, and it's not gonna work, you know. Because, you know, there's going to be a shortage of food, and this, you know, this dollar is going to crash. So, before I get started, I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory to call Loyim La Yahweh, Hashem Yahushai, Hashem Rachakodas Patam. Double honors to my apostles, the elders of Great Millstone, teaching to rule well. Peace and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing the truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives and their freedom to do so, now more so than ever. Shalom to the Akwath, as well as the Akim out there listening and learning. Lord willing, this is edifying. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of other nations, appearing like the other nations, but subscribe to the truth. To you, I say shalom. I believe that's that's just through the spirit. I did the salute twice, but so this is the article, and this is coming from the UN. So it's coming from the UN. So, which I don't have the article up anymore, which is crazy. There you go. So it's out of RT, and it reads: Food Security Outlook Alarming. UN, United Nations. Basically, this is a statement from the United Nations, and it's saying cost of imports will continue to soar across the globe due to higher prices, it warns. The World Food Import Bill is estimated to rise to 1.94 trillion this year, higher than previously expected, according to the UN Food and Agriculture Organization. In its latest report released on Friday, the FAO said this would mark an all-time high and a 10% increase over the record level of 2021, although the pace of this increase is expected to slow in response to higher world food prices and currency depreciating against the US dollar. Both weigh on the purchasing power of importing countries and subsequently on the volume of imported foods, it says. The report noted that economically vulnerable countries are being more affected by the higher prices. And eventually that's going to affect America, you know what I mean? Because like I said, you got, right now Americans are taking a beating trying to afford these school prices. Of course, the other nations are taking a beating because of the fact, the American dollar held a higher value than some of these other world currencies. So, of course, they're taking a beat. Like the Elder Mwatazak went into, he said, I forgot what video it was, but he said it's like 54 countries that's basically trying to file bankruptcy. So what is the World Bank going to do? Well, they're going to come with a solution that is going to basically fit their agenda. It reads, these are alarming signs from a food security perspective, indicating importers are finding it difficult to finance rising international costs, potentially heralding an end of their resilience to higher international prices. The FAO warned. It also pointed out that high-income countries will continue importing across the entire spectrum of products, while developing regions will stay focused on staple foods. Regarding agricultural imports, including fertilizers, the agency said the bill is expected to rise to $424 billion in 2022, up 48% from the year. So that's like double. You know what I mean? And, the cost of fertilizer, that's affecting the farmers in America. Up 48%. So that's double from the year before and as much as 112% from 2020. So it's up over 112% from 2 years ago and up almost half or 50% since last year. Russia sets grain deal deadline for UN. Higher costs for imported energy and fertilizer are behind the foreseen increase. Both are particularly irrelevant in import bills, posing strains for the current accounts of low-income and lower-middle-income countries, the report said, adding that as a result, some countries may be forced to reduce input applications almost inevitably, resulting in lower agricultural productivity and lower domestic food availability. So basically they're saying that some of these lower end countries are not going to be able to grow food, and therefore their population is going to be starved out. And this has happened in history, where people have utilized the food to control the population. Who was that? Stalin? Bear with me for a second. I can't pronounce that word, but Holodomor, also known as the Terror Famine or the Great Famine, was a man-made famine in the Soviet Ukraine from 1932 to 1933 that killed millions of Ukrainians. Then I believe it was a famine created somewhere in China where they starved out their own population. And that's what these Babylonians, aka Americans, about to do. Again, if they can't afford to grow the food, that's why you had a lot of farmers selling their farms. They had to get rid of crops. Basically the Most High, with the weather, crops didn't yield correctly, so they sold they farms, because they're trying to turn some kind of profit, because nobody's in business just to be in business. People are in business to make a profit, to survive, to live. And that's why I did a video talking about the American dream is dead, because one of the staples of American, home ownership. Well, there's a article that's in the news break right now. They said that 60,000 people that basically were supposed to buy homes basically canceled that because they wait for interest rates to drop, because everything is up. So, man-made or brought on from the Most High, it's going to be famines. The scriptures talk about that, and I'm going to get that. I read in 2nd Ezra about how the Lord is going to use famine to punish the wicked. Where is that at? This is the book of Jeremiah chapter 8, and the point is verse, I hate this sometimes. It just, like me just trying to, what I mean? So this is 8, and just gonna advertising everything. This is Jeremiah chapter 8 and verse 12. Were they ashamed when they had committed abomination? Nay, they were not at all ashamed, neither could they blush. Therefore shall they fall among them that fall in the time of their visitation. They shall be cast down, saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. I will surely consume them, saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. There shall be no grapes on the vine, nor figs on the fig tree, and the leaf shall fade, and the things that I have given them shall pass away from them. So, the Lord said basically he's going to stop the food from growing. I forgot where's the scripture at, but it talks about how the Lord gave them rain, and then he took away the rain, and how he had it rain in certain areas and didn't rain. When the Lord stopped the rain with Elijah. It's the Lord that does these things. It tells you in the book of Nahum how the Most High basically control the whirlwind, and his feet is as the clock. Salaki, I have to get it because I'm butchering it. I hate butchering it. Salaki, y'all, Bashim Yahushua. Nahum chapter 1 verse 3, and it reads, the Lord is slow to anger and great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked. So basically the wicked are going to get punished. Scriptures talk about because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily. So although people think that they got away with something, because the Lord doesn't just judge some individuals right off, but then judgment and chastisement are, when you're chastised, that's the Lord dealing with you as a son. Because if you care about somebody, you literally are going to show them the right way and the wrong way. Those people that are privileged, that's never been reprimanded or ever basically had to pay for the wrong they've done. Those are to people that when they go through shit, they don't know how to actually deal with it. Those are people that basically take themselves out. Back into Nahum chapter 1 verse 3, and it reads, the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua hath his way in the whirlwind and in the storm, and the clouds are the dust of his feet. So it says he rebuketh the sea and maketh it dry, and drieth it up. I did a video about the Mississippi River drying up. You got rivers drying up right now. So, and these are all, basically this is a prophecy. The Lord controls the whirlwind and storm. He controls the rain. He controls all these things. It tells you in the book of Ecclesiasticus, the book of Sirach, that all things bend to the will of the Lord, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Even you people, Esau, Edom, it tells you in the book of Job that the deceiver and the deceiver are both his. This devil, this red Hebrew Edomite, has gotten into his mind, and he has surpassed the Most High. And that's the Most High letting him believe that. You know what I mean? Where else? Scriptures talk about in Revelation chapter 18. Where is that at? Because one day, like right now, food and visuals, like I said again, because there's abundance of stamps, which is really going to be to the detriment. But, right now, Jake, the 2/3 that's on a low level, that's receiving government assistance, they eating good. Like the elder Muata Zak said, they, the woman don't know how to budget or don't know nothing about good food, or know how, feeding them Hot Pockets and fucking corn dogs and Tampico. you know, with all that high fructose corn syrup, you know what I mean? That's just fucking your children up. But anyhow, you know, one day that's gonna stop, and that's when the plague, you know, that famine gonna come like in one day. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 18, verse 8. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire, for strong is the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, who judgeth her. Well, I just wanted that famine point, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, when this place falls, you know, it's gonna be, you know, all kind of chaos. It's gonna be a lot of violence, you know. But you're gonna see like that famine, you know, that lack of food is gonna come out of nowhere, you know. You know, that's why, you know, you need to trust in the Lord. You know, if you know, one of the plays the Lord uses is famine. If you've actually read the scriptures and really reads the scriptures, you'll know that it's been multiple times that the Lord has used famines. You know how many times the famine, it was famines in the Old Testament and famines in the New Testament. Where else? This is the book of Revelation chapter 6 and verse 8, and it reads, and I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death. And great death is coming to this place, you know. And hell followed with him, and power was given unto him, and power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth to kill with sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beast of the field. So, you know, when this, I mean, you know, it talks about Genesis, I think it's chapter 6, about how it was great violence in the earth. It was great violence then when the world basically had the first death, and it's going to be great violence before the second death, you know. And, you know, again, one of the weapons of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua's arsenal is famines, you know. And again, if he's using Esau Edom to orchestrate this, or if he's just slowing down the rain, that's all the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. And although, like I said, these things is going to take place, you know, those that are of the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua's elect, they're going to be taken care of. You know, the book of Psalms talks about the wicked. This is Psalms 37. I'm going to start at verse 16. A little that a righteous man hath is better than the riches of many wicked. Verse 17, for the arms of the wicked shall be broken, but the Lord upholdeth the righteous. You know, you got to understand the judgment that coming is not for the righteous or the Most High's elect. You know, it's for, you know, 2/3 in these heathens. You know what I mean? Verse 18, the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua knoweth the days of the upright, and their inheritance shall be forever. Verse 19, they shall not be ashamed in the evil time. When you go into the word evil, it's basically Eve meaning time, ill meaning bad. So the bad times that are approaching, you know, those that the Most High is dealing with, you know, his elect are going to be taken care of. And in the days of famine, they shall be satisfied.